Movie directors generally aim to create engaging and successful films like Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, and Greta Gerwig, who strive for both box office success and creative freedom. However, despite their best efforts, some highly anticipated films end up disappointing audiences. For example, David Lynch's 1984 adaptation of Dune and John Carpenter's 2001 film Ghosts of Mars were not intended to be bad. They were created with good intentions. Unfortunately, modern audiences often harshly criticize such films, especially those from major franchises, not necessarily because they are the worst ever made, but because they fall short of expectations. Here, we take a look at the 10 most hated movies of all time. Films that, for better or worse, have left a lasting impression for all the wrong reasons. So, the 10th most hated movie on our list is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. No fan base in cinema is as large and passionate as the Star Wars community. The franchise revolutionized sci-fi and inspired a frenzy of devotion, with fans eagerly collecting everything from movies to merchandise. However, the prequel trilogy in the early 2000s began to shake their trust. And while The Phantom Menace was a disappointment, it was Disney's The Last Jedi that sparked true outrage. Intended to revitalize the series, it instead alienated fans by disregarding key elements of Star Wars lore, leaving the franchise struggling to regain its former glory. And the 9th most hated movie on our list is Eternals. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has seen a significant decline since the 2010s, with even its most loyal fans acknowledging that the franchise no longer matches its former glory. Many point to Chloe Zhao's 2021 film Eternals as a key factor in this downturn, introducing a new set of superheroes who have had little impact on the broader universe. Despite a star-studded cast featuring Barry Keoghan, Salma Hayek, and Angelina Jolie, Eternals was widely criticized as a bloated and confusing film. However, as an ambitious and genuinely innovative Marvel project, it wasn't as bad as many claimed. And our 8th most hated movie is Suicide Squad. David Ayer's Suicide Squad, a misguided action comedy that failed to live up to its intriguing premise. The idea of a team of supervillains forced into collaboration sparked considerable excitement among fans, but the final product was a disappointing mess. Despite featuring a talented cast, including Margot Robbie, Will Smith, and Viola Davis, the film was plagued by incoherence and disorganization. It was only with the release of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad 5 years later that the flaws of the original were effectively addressed, offering a vastly superior take on the concept. And the 7th most hated movie on our list is The Last Airbender. Studios should be especially careful not to upset fans of animated shows that are rich in lore. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a prime example, with its global fan base eagerly awaiting the 2010 live-action adaptation when M. Night Shyamalan was chosen to bring the beloved series to the big screen. However, after finally seeing the film, fans were furious, using Shyamalan as the target for their frustration due to the movie's poor attempt at capturing the magic of the original animation. And the 6th most hated movie on our list is Planet of the Apes. Before the new millennium, the Planet of the Apes franchise was well established with 5 films released since 1968, starting with a sci-fi classic. Tim Burton, known for his unique and gothic style, seemed like a fitting choice to direct a modern remake. However, his version turned out to be a chaotic disappointment for fans, failing to capture the original's essence and lacking in creativity. The film's final scene, in particular, is widely regarded as one of the worst ever. And the 5th most hated movie is Halloween. Did John Carpenter's Halloween ignite the slasher horror boom of the 1980s? Or was it Tobe Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho? While that debate continues among horror enthusiasts, there's a consensus about one thing. Rob Zombie's 2007 remake of Carpenter's classic is widely considered a travesty. Zombie's film took the essence of the original and dismantled it, leaving fans outraged by its reimagining of Michael Myers' backstory and the transformation of Laurie Strode into an unsympathetic character. And the fourth most hated movie on our list is the Emoji Movie. Who could have thought up the idea for the Emoji Movie, a film widely regarded as a travesty by moviegoers worldwide? Michelle Ramo and Ben Weisbrun, among other producers, played significant roles in bringing this misguided project to life. The film's animation was swiftly criticized for its lack of creativity and originality. Often cited as one of the worst films of the 21st century, it was heavily panned by cinephiles for its blatant product placements, including apps like LinkedIn and Candy Crush, which many saw as a glaring example of a Hollywood machine that had lost all sense of artistic integrity. And the third most hated movie on our list is Fantastic Four. John Trank's 2015 adaptation of Fantastic Four was widely reviled for failing to harness the full potential of its beloved source material. Although the superhero team may not be as iconic as Spider-Man or Batman, the comic series has a dedicated following who were dismayed to see their cherished characters mishandled on screen. The film, plagued by numerous production problems and excessive studio interference, was panned by fans and didn't receive the harsh critical response it arguably warranted. It was seen as a lost cause from the start. And our second most hated movie is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And the last most hated movie on our list is The Godfather, Part 3. While it's often labelled a disaster class by fans of the first two films in Francis Ford Coppola's Godfather trilogy, the final installment isn't necessarily a terrible film. Set in Michael Corleone's later years as he searches for a successor, it's a respectable entry despite lacking the flair of its acclaimed predecessors. Al Pacino delivers a strong performance, but he couldn't overcome the criticism faced by the cast, especially Sofia Coppola, whose acting was widely panned. Reflecting on her role, she remarked that it was a valuable learning experience, noting that since she never aspired to be an actress, the negative reception didn't impact her profoundly. So, which movie among these 10 did you hate the most? Tell us in the comments, and for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to this channel.